Alright, we're looking at Battlefield's Incursions mode. Incursions is a 5-on-5 competitive game by DICE. Think you'll see in this video that it is not just make the map smaller and limit the player count to 5 per team. It's actually a completely different system. You have completely different classes than what you'll find in the regular game, and you can only have one particular class per team. You can't have a whole squad of snipers or a whole squad of people running around with light machine guns, tanks, or whatever. And in fact, you only have one vehicle operator, one squad leader in this game, and the rest will be divvied them up amongst the other players. You also find the loadouts are different than what you see in a regular game, with the exception of the medic class. That's probably the only one that would look familiar. Later on in the video, we'll get a better description of each class and what each individual's loadout perks are. For now, we'll just go over how this particular game is played. This is the squad breakthrough mode. This one, you have an attacking team and a defending team. The attacking team has a limited number of tickets, and they must capture the sector for losing them all. Obviously, the defender's job is to reduce the attacking team's tickets to 0, in which case they'll win that round. This map isn't just like a shrunk-down version of the original map. What they actually done was they changed it around a bit to make it balanced particular for this game mode. They added buildings, took the buildings away, so you'll find it's not the same as playing the map in the regular game. Now, as you can see here, we got 30 tickets, -1, now we're down to 29. But, come on, medic. Alright, as soon as you're revived, you get your ticket back. So it is very important for an attacking team to have a medic. Again, you can only have one per team. Now, even though we're basically all of us are here and it's public, this game is probably more geared towards, your group of friends coming in. Okay, I just got an ability unlocked. Again, if you'll notice on this, there's basically 3 groups of abilities. You start off with the first one. As you play along, you can pick up the next 2. The abilities do follow you just for the one particular round. That is, at halftime, you're back to level 1. It's not something that carries on forever. Each class has a different set of abilities. Again, we'll go over them and later on the video we'll review all the classes. But for now, we'll just let the game play on to see the gameplay here. That hurt. Again, your medics are important. That's the only way you're going to help reduce your ticket loss. Now, I'm sure some of you noticed that the opposing team has a tank and nobody on my team has a tank. Maybe you're wondering why I or somebody else doesn't, respawn as a vehicle operator. In this particular game, the class you pick in the beginning is the class that you have throughout the entire game. So, before the game starts, you might want to choose wisely which groups of classes your team is comprised of. This is probably where it's more of a benefit if you're on a team of friends and you're on TeamSpeak or Discus and you're plotting out who should do what to, have the best balance in your team. Alright, so in this case, we took all the sectors and now it's halftime. I guess after halftime you switch side. If you're the attacking team, you'll become the defending team. But now would be a good time just to go through the various classes here. So for the next few minutes, I'm just going to go through each individual class. This is on the game's practice mode. Be able to see the various loadouts and perks of each class, and This is probably something you want to play with. I don't know if this is going to come in the game once it's out. Just to get an idea of what you can do with each class, and probably pick your favorite. So let's just go through each one by one, and you can see what each one's capable of. Go from there. Now the screen, it just describes the 3 perks for each individual class. You know, just pause the video, read through it. No reason for me to read it for you. Plus, it'll keep this video from becoming a half hour, 45 minutes long. Now, I skipped over the melee weapons because regardless of which class you have, they're all the same, so there's no reason to show the same thing over and over again. Obviously here there's no way to demonstrate these perks because I would need you know, somebody shooting at me or a down player to try to revive. This one has it's kind of a unique perk. You can charge with a limpet mine. So I'm assuming if there's a tank or a armored car in front of you, you can grab a limpet mine and charge them, kind of like this. Knife seemed to come out automatically, so I guess if you're going towards a tank, it'll toss it at the tank. This is one of the 2 vehicle operators. These are the only people that could drive. You can't go in as a medic and hop in a tank. A couple things about this is you cannot repair your vehicle from inside. There is no, push X to repair. And you can't shoot from, the outside vehicle camera mode. You have to be inside the fire. You can change your camera for driving around. You have, like I said, you have the 2 different classes that can operate vehicles, but you can only have one in the game. And only this guy can actually repair the tank. But again, you have to get go outside in order to do it. You have to use your wrench, and this is the only class that even comes with a wrench, so you can't even count on somebody running alongside you and fixing the tank for you. This is the control leader. It's one of the other squad leader, along with the raid leader. Again, you can only have one or the other. You can't have both on a team. Just like the drivers, you can only have one driver class per team. So they have a spotting flare and a crossbow launcher, not something your typical scout class has. Just goes to show that these classes do not follow the classes in a regular game. I would like to add the only thing that is missing are iron sighted bolt action rifles. And infantry variety. Usually the class I like to play. As everybody knows, most of the guns in this game are not actually used by troops in World War I, and everybody knows scopes are training those, let's be honest. And this is an interesting perk. If you notice, there were 3 grenades come out of the crossbow. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is the second of the driver classes. Again, you can only have 1 per team. Unlike the other driver, this class you cannot repair your vehicle, so you can't get out and fix it. Matter of fact, you'll see later on, if you get out of your vehicle, at least at level 3, you lose it permanently, semi-permanently, which we'll get later too. It says explosive cargo. You get out of your vehicle, it will drive forward for a short distance, then explode, and there's no way to control that. Here we're dropping out some crates. That's your 2nd level perk, at least for the armored car. If you go back to the first screen, some of the perks are dependent upon the vehicle that you. Here we got out of it. It's going forward on its own, and then explodes. Tank will do the same thing. Here, once the vehicle does respawn, you can recall it, which will basically bring you back to the spawn point where you can get back into another vehicle. You can change the vehicle type at this point. Here we're a regular tank. Again, it's going forward a little bit, and then it blows up. One thing I did learn, you're in this class, when you get out of your tank, you better move or it will run you over. So that's something they're going to quote-unquote fix, or not. We'll have to see in the future. And this is the final class. It's, I guess, your basic scout, except you don't have a spotting flare, and fortunately, you are required to have training wheels. I mean, scopes. And after this done, we'll just finish up the rest of the match. One interesting perk here, if you look at that purple flare, that is actually a proximity capture. You can be off of a capture point, drop that mortar in the middle of like the A flag, and it'll capture it for you. And I don't think there's any way of destroying it, at least not that I've seen. I tried shooting with them and dropping a nade in them, and they just stay there until the time runs out. Or however long it is, I never timed it to see. Alright, so we're back to the second half of the match we started earlier. In this one, we are the new defenders. And our job is to knock the tickets down to 0 before they can capture the point. So we'll just let it play through and try to get an idea of how the Incursions game is compared to the regular 64 or whatever player game. One thing to note, in this particular game, DICE is well aware that people do tend to rage quit or quit if their team is starting to lose, and they are instituting a punishment system for people that continually do that. My understanding is if you do quit a game, you cannot get back into another game until the game you quit ended. There's also talk that, you know, the more you do it, the more of a time delay punishment you're subject to. So maybe you can't play for the rest of the day, that sort of thing. You know, for the in the community test environment invite, it says when you load a game that, you know, they're offering the invitation to collect data, probably to see how well balanced are, get people's feedback. And yeah, if people start quitting in the middle, then they're not going to get the data that they need to help improve the game. So it says right, you know, in the opening, if you quit this game over and over again, you'll lose access to it, you know, the test environment part. And they also say you can also, you know, never be invited to participate in a CTE event ever again. So they are definitely taking the matter of people leaving in the middle of game seriously, at least to the point where, you know, if you're going to screw with your teammates, we're going to screw you back by saying you can't play. So if you are one of the players that'll do a rage quit or, you know, quits anytime your team's down, this is definitely not a game you can play. Which, you know, will make it better for those of us who do want to play this type. This video is almost over, and I'd like to thank you all for listening in, and hope you enjoy my videos, and put a like down there and subscribe. I got like 10 people, which is 9 more than I started with at the beginning of the year. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and have a good day.